Jenny watching us on YouTube in Plainville, New York. Hey, Jenny, what's up?
Hi. Actually, I don't have a question. I just wanted to state something that happened to me. I started watching you by accident on YouTube on RT, and I would always get very upset because you would have really horrible right-wingers on your show, and I couldn't understand for my life of me why you would do that, because I would literally be screaming at the screen when you interview them, and I couldn't believe that you would actually be able to interview them. I would have a mental breakdown if I had to deal with people like that because they seemed heartless. And anyway, I started actually reading one of your books, and I started watching your show, the streaming show, the radio show, because I just truly like the way you make things, you break them down very simple. I started understanding what Reaganomics did, and I started using the term. And a lot of times I would explain these issues to my son, so I got very familiar with them. And I had one person that I knew through my work who would come in and we would talk about an issue like the pipeline, the Exxon Mobil pipeline. And every time we would have an argument, he would just crush me. And even if I had a valid point, he would do what most right-wingers do, which is just really make you feel like an idiot. And he would say things like, let me speak slowly because you're not American so that you can understand. And it's funny because from listening to your show, I actually learned how to make a valid argument with a right-winger. And listen, this guy would beat me all the time. In an argument, I would feel like an idiot, like a bleeding heart. He always said I had a bleeding heart. So he came in one day again, and from having seen you deal with such horrible right-wingers, he was actually nothing, because I could stay calm, and I learned that this putting down of another person that they use in the right wing is just a tactic.
Yes.
I shouldn't ever get under my skin.
Yep.
So I would stay calm and I would say, no, you don't have to speak slower. I am quite capable of getting the point, and I would just state the facts. I would explain how Reaganomics destroyed the system and the whole thing. And it's so funny because we had a talk, and after a 2-hour debate where we had people around us looking on in awe, I actually finally, I wouldn't say beat because, there's no winning when it comes to this. But my ideas finally, it looked like they sank in. He had nothing to say back.
Wow.
And it's so funny. He never wants to talk politics to me ever again.
That's great.
It was funny because I'm like, how did I do it? Because I would be in tears. I would say things to him like, but you can't say people shouldn't have health care. And if you make health care in one state like Delaware, or, then all the health care companies, and he says, we should have a choice. And and just, the right-wing rhetoric.
Yeah.
But because I listened to you, because I learned that when they say things, it's part of their bullying technique, and I should just stay calm, cold, and logical.
Yeah.
And I knew my facts so well. It was incredible.
Well, that's a wonderful story, Jenny. And that's, I think I've said this before on the show. My father was a Republican, lifelong. He wasn't a crazy Republican. He was more of a Dwight Eisenhower, Barry Goldwater kind of Republican than, I don't think he would recognize the guys, the Tea Party. But he's been dead since 2006. But he and I, we were very politically close from the time I was around 10 or 11 and started getting interested in politics. When I was 13, I went door to door with my dad on behalf of Barry Goldwater. I had adopted my father's Republican politics. And I left home when I was 16 and moved out to East Lansing and Michigan State University and got involved in the anti-war movement and SDS. And I suddenly was the exact opposite of my father politically. And we started having these knockdown, drag-out political arguments to the point that one day, and this was when I was still 16, maybe 17, he threw me out of the house. And the next day, he apologized. And over the years, and literally years, we learned how to argue with each other without ever disrespecting each other, because I deeply loved my father, and I know he deeply loved me. And I think that that's an important thing. I think that's something that America needs. We need to have respectful conversations where we talk back, we speak our truths, and there's not blood on the floor when we're done. When my dad died, I was sitting with him. I had my hand on his shoulder in his living room as he was dying. You know, we all knew he was dying. My brothers and sisters-in-law were with me and Louise. And I looked across his chest, and there on the wall right next to him were his two favorite pictures, me shaking hands with the Pope and George Bush on the USS Abraham Lincoln declaring mission accomplished. But that's why I debate conservatives, is I want to role model that behavior. And I'm so glad to get this feedback, Jenny, that it's sinking in, that it's working. So thank you so much for your kind story, and congratulations on your success. Thank you, Jenny.
I can only thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be back.